to our special broadcast on essential oils and raising your libido. Today we have Sasha Fossa. Really excited to have you here. Haven't seen you in a while, and just great to see you and have your energy today. So thank you for everybody who's joining us live, and thank you to everybody who's listening later. I'm going to start by reading your bio, Sasha, so people have a sense of who you are, at least some of who you are. Yeah. So Sasha is a sexual wellness and empowerment coach, educator, and holistic practitioner who has been working with essential oils therapeutically for almost 20 years. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. She has a certification in esoteric aromatherapy, herbal studies, advanced program that includes essential oils, as well as 5 years in her favorite essential oil company. Oh, I didn't know that. As a wellness advocate. She offers essential oil consultations, aroma touch healing sessions as part of what she calls the sacred temple arts, all to improve your sex and love life, partnered or not. So perfect, Sasha. Fits right in with my work, which is why I invited you here. I love the partnered or not piece, because love and sex is not just for those that are partnered. So thank you for for emphasizing that with me.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Really excited about this information. It's so valuable. You know, people think about libido and they think about like taking a pill or not taking a pill. And then there's all these other things that we've been, that the information that hasn't really been in the public eye around raising libido. And this program has been all about looking at it from a holistic point of view. So addressing the many, many aspects that make up libido, which is kind of a complex topic. And essential oils is something that I have found very useful, and I look forward to hearing your expertise.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So let's dive right in. Where would you like to start?
Well, let's start with, there's such a movement, right, back to, for many of us, the more holistic piece and that connection with nature. And when we think about whether to use some type of drug or whether to use an essential oil, nature itself is so sexual. It's so abundant and prolific, right? And the energy of the plants provide this energy for us in such a concentrated and whole way that treats all of us, right? The physical, the emotional, the mental, the spiritual. It addresses all of us as the complex beings we are. And that's very different than a pill that has one isolated chemical in it that's treating a particular thing. And like you said, with libido, we need to look at what's going on physically, energetically, mentally, psychologically, where we have to really do detective work.
Right.
And with essential oils, there's a huge movement towards them where, you can walk into Marshall's or different stores and there's essential oils everywhere and diffusers everywhere. And, that's like really great in some ways. In other ways, it's not, because they must be quality oils.
Yeah.
For health benefits. Yeah. They must be quality oils. So we're going to talk about some a specific brand of quality oils today a little bit. But really, I just want to say first, too, I'm not a doctor. I have to read my little disclaimer.
Yeah.
If you have any medical conditions or any questions, please consult with a professional licensed doctor or physician before using any of these products. Results always vary based on the individual and how they choose to use the product. And these products are not used to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And all information I present is not meant as a substitute for or alternative to information from healthcare practitioners. So there we go.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm going to share about doTERRA essential oils, which you can, generically figure out other ones that are other companies. But I personally do not recommend for healing and increasing your libido, and especially using oils in sensitive areas of the body and ingesting them. I would only use doTERRA. That's just personally, I've been using doTERRA 5 years, and I find it the most safe. And they even have supplement, a supplement amount and things like that. Supplement facts on the bottles. They're just the best. So we'll go.
They're my favorite too.
Yeah,
I use that brand also, and I really love them.
Yes. Yep. Yep. It's just hands down everything I've tried. They're like the best out there. Um, so they can, essential oils can contribute to overall health, of course, but when we're looking at libido, it's using these therapeutic grade oils, and the recommended amounts will stimulate passion and libido. Many of them are aphrodisiacs. Right? They also have properties to reduce fatigue and to increase relaxation, which
both contribute to libido.
Yeah, is so important for libido, right?
Right.
They have balancing energies for the hormones as well, and ways of working specifically. And I'll go more into detail that the second part of the specific oils for some of that.
Right.
But really, it's there's so many different. You have three different ways primarily that we look at in using the oils, right? And so the first choice would be aromatic. So you're diffusing it, or even just, taking an oil and putting a couple of drops. This one doesn't need a carrier oil. So, and, just this in your day, right? I'm in my office and just this to pick me up, to give me a boost of energy. So aromatic, and I have a diffuser always running in my different office rooms and so forth, because the aromatic properties are uplifting. They can, get our senses, get us juiced up in different ways, and they still have the healing properties. So there's the aromatic, which, can also elicit very powerful emotional responses, which can be wonderful, again, like healing, because we know the brain is the biggest sex organ.
Yes.
Right? The brain is the biggest sex organ.
Yes.
And inhaling is the fastest way to get to the emotional center of your brain. So we consciously turn on through our sense of smell, right? And send through olfaction stimulates the limbic system in the brain, which is responsible for sexual behavior. And
wow,
actually, all the tissue in our nose is erectile tissue.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you wouldn't think, oh, that's an erogenous zone, but it actually is. So, this inhaling can have very powerful effects just doing it that way. And then that's the first, that's one. The other is topical, right? So when we do topical oils, we need to really think about and make sure that the oil is safe to use undiluted, which means neat. It should absolutely say on it or have a code that tells you exactly whether you can use it undiluted or not, which doTERRA provides. To dilute the oils, I personally love fractionated coconut oil and doTERRA because it's not messy. A little goes a long way. I use it for sensual massage in my own personal life, but I don't use it internally. And there's a lot out there around it's safe for internal or it's not safe. I personally like regular organic coconut oil for internal massage, but not to play with toys or with condoms, right? Because it breaks down. Right. There are other sex educators that say coconut oil throws off the pH of some bodies. I haven't had that experience. So what I know is it works for me. And with everything we're going to talk about today, you kind of have to experiment and see what your body likes because everybody is so different, right?
Right. Let's just pause there for a moment to say that some people with bacterial vaginosis with BV can have a recurrence with coconut oil. But I will say that's never happened to me, and I use it internally.
Yeah. It's we have to just kind of see what works, right? And there's so many great options these days.
Right.
Yeah. And really, with the oils, it's always less is more. Yeah. Right? Yes. Less is more. 1 to 2 drops of an oil. To use at a time in a carrier oil, or whether it's internal, or whether it's even, maybe a little more in the diffuser. But even then, it's the subtleness and the properties that are so powerful, where these essential oils are 50 to 70 times stronger than herbs.
Wow.
Yeah. So I used to be into herbal medicine very strongly, and I still am, but I find myself much more taking a drop of peppermint through an essential oil for headache or for different properties of the, to wake up a little more, just have some stimulation. And peppermint just tastes delicious rather than making tea because it's so much more potent in that one drop.
Well, that's interesting, Sasha.
Yeah. And the research is that essential oils actually can pass through the cell barrier and affect every cell in the body with one single drop of oil.
Wow.
So that's so different than having to ingest tons and tons of herbs, right?
Right, and then digest them through the digestive tract. You're saying it travels differently through the body.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I used to, when I first started getting into oils, it was like, oh, they just smell so good and I love them. Now it's like, that's my medicine kit in so many ways.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah. So less is more. You want to always, be really checking in with your body and using very low dilutions. And what I, like to say to you is when you're applying the oils, especially for libido, but I mean, just in general, right? Pulse points, reflexology points.
Yes.
Around the ankles, the sides of the feet, around your ears, right? These are also erogenous zones.
Yes.
So applying 1 to 2 drops in a carrier oil of some of the sexier ones I'm going to tell you about at the second part on these erogenous zones. These can elicit a sexual response, right? It will affect your libido. So get to know your sexy points too, because everybody's very different. And you want to try out your own body and see what feels really good. And I find being very intuitive with the oils, right? Where is what oil are you being called to use intuitively? And then where does it want to go on your body?
Interesting.
Yeah.
But then also, I think you're saying that if you, for example, the root chakra has a point, right here at the wrist, right? Yeah. And so I think you're saying if you put some oil with a delivery oil on that spot and you do your clockwise massaging, that you're adding something to the experience of invoking the energy of the root chakra, for example.
Yes, exactly. Yep. And I also recommend putting the oils on the chakras themselves. Because the chakras are erogenous zones and we can anoint ourselves with the oils. And, you only have to use it with the carrier oil if it's not one that says you can use it neat. So again, it depends on your body. But absolutely. And then it's so wonderful because we can treat like the whole body through the hand or the ears, the back, and the feet. All have points that will with the massage on any of those places will actually stimulate and affect the whole body.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And that's part of what one of the modalities I do called aroma touch is actually receive a massage just on your back and feet, but it's with oils it's designed to treat every organ and system in the body. So it's like really yummy. Yeah.
That's great. Sign me up.
Yeah. So we did so topical and aromatic. And then the third that people are most, worried to do is internal. And absolutely, don't take any oils internal unless you know they're therapeutic grade and they're absolutely safe to do so. For doTERRA, again, they have supplement facts on the ones you take internal. You do not take any others internal unless there's a supplement fact, and you only want to take 1 to 2 drops generally is what the dosage is.
In water?
You can do it in water. A lot of people do. I take them straight because I love them. I love the taste, everything about it. I like it going right into my blood system. But so again, you have to check with your own body. Yeah, and see where that goes. So
you're going to tell us which ones in part 2. Is that right?
I am. Yeah.
Great. Yep. Can't wait.
Yes. Are we close?
We've got 4 or 5 minutes left. Yeah.
So we'll say with well, you've already addressed what lowers libido, right? But one of the things I'll just say is, part of switching to oils is the toxic products that we have now. Whether it's like Febreze or just any like chemical, it's hard to find trash bags that are enhanced with chemical toxic types of, it'll say lavender. It is not lavender.
No.
Not lavender.
No.
These toxic products are hormone disruptors, which will screw up our libido. And we're getting exposed to them everywhere. I have trouble finding cat litter that doesn't have any terrible fake scent to it.
Yeah, not surprising.
Yeah, so I just encourage with anybody that's trying to boost their libido and to live a healthier lifestyle, really be conscious of in those, in any situation in the grocery store, wherever, choosing products that even if it says it's a natural fragrance, stay away from it because it's really not. These are not the true essence and energy of the oils and the substance of them. Then they're not healthy. So.
No, thank you for mentioning that. I mean, those hormone disruptors it's so intense now. They're everywhere. They're in everything.
Everything, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So we want to really switch to these other oils. And we'll just say, aroma is evocative. It grounds the soul into the body. It increases our senses. It returns us to our animal nature. It can reduce inhibitions, increase desire, and obviously create a really sensual experience, right, in our environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we'll get to specific oils to use in the second part as well. And I welcome any questions that anybody has. If there's anybody on here that wants to join in. Yeah.
Great. Awesome. Okay, so let's close out part one. Does that seem like good timing for you, Sasha? Okay, and so thank you for part one. Thank you to everyone who's listening in, and we will see you in just a few moments for part two.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.